Hi everybody, and welcome back to Kayla's College Tours. Today we are going to be taking a look at UNCW and Coastal Carolina. Now the reason we're taking a look at these two schools together is that they're very similar in terms of stats, location, everything. So for those of you that don't know, UNCW is in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is on the coast right by Wrightsville Beach, and Coastal Carolina is right by Myrtle Beach. So they're in different states. So Coastal is in South Carolina, UNCW is in North Carolina, but they're very similar, and so we're going to be comparing them today. So the first school we're going to be taking a look at is UNCW. So some of their general stats: they're a medium-sized school at around 15,000 students. Their freshman class size is about 2,000, with their average SAT at a 1260, their ACT at a 25, and their weighted GPA at a 4.18. And for in-state students, the acceptance rate is about a 61%, give or take. It can go up to 70 sometimes too. As I already mentioned, it's in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's 10 minutes from the beach, so super nice. It's a beach campus, and it has about 661 acres. And it's very, very pretty, as you'll see from photos throughout. So they have many dorm options. These are some of their older options, so these are also their cheapest options. So you have Galloway, Belk, Graham and Hewlett, and then Schwartz. They're all kind of your traditional style community bathrooms or suites. These are your nicer, a little bit more expensive housing, but you have Cornerstone, Keystone, and Innovation, which are kind of in this little quad area. So they're all right by each other, and then you also have university suites. And these are some new dorms on campus that were constructed just this past year. So there's Pelican Hall and Sandpiper Hall, along with Loggerhead and Terrapin. And these are, as you can see in the diagram, in a little grassy quad area called Seahawk Quad. Now for apartments, you have Seahawk Crossing, which as you can see is $7,828, give or take, per year. And they are 4, 6, or 8 bedroom apartments. And then also in apartments, you have Seahawk Landing and Village. And usually all these apartment style housing, that's going to be for upperclassmen. So freshmen are encouraged to live in traditional style housing, get to know some people, and then sophomore year, you can live in the apartments. And for dorm rates, these prices are a couple years old, but they should still be pretty accurate. For your older halls, it's going to be about $6,000. And then for Cornerstone, Keystone, and Innovation, it's going to be about $6,500. Same for university suites. And then for the apartments, as we talked about, close to $8,000 a year. Now for meal plans, you have a lot of different options. As you can see in this very handy diagram, you have some commuter plans that are a little less, and then you have your Hawk Gold, Hawk Silver, and Hawk Bronze. And most of them, I believe, come with all access and teal meals, which are kind of your like plus swipes at other schools. It's like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, things like that. So that is the website that you can visit if you want to look closer at their meal plans. Just Google UNCW meal plans and you can take a look at that. Now for Honors College, if you're interested, these are the average scores for fall 2019. So again, a little dated, but should still be pretty accurate. It's going to be a 30 ACT, a 1370 SAT, and a 4.25 GPA weighted. Most applicants took at least 3 AP or dual enrolled classes, and about half the students get merit scholarships from the Honors College. And there isn't dedicated honors dorm. I believe that is Keystone or Cornerstone or Innovation. It's one of those. And the classes for honors classes are usually smaller. There you go. They live in Cornerstone, and they do also have a reserve section for Seahawk Crossing if you want to live there sophomore year. These are just some of the reasons that they gave to be an honors scholar Some include, living in Cornerstone, smaller classes, scholarships, things like that. Now, here we're going to look at another specific thing that is unique to UNCW and like a good opportunity at UNCW, especially if you're looking into teaching. This is for you. So this is going to be talking about their Watson College of Education, which is unique to UNCW. This is their College of Education. It's housed in a beautiful building, as you can see on the right there. And you get hands-on experience starting junior or sophomore year, and it's just a great thing to be part of. They also have the education learning community, which gives first-year education majors a residential learning community, and they get a head start on their major so they can be in the classroom earlier. They can be exposed to other people that want to be education majors, and it's just a really fun time. So I would look into it if you're looking to be an education major at UNCW. Now on to campus ministries. You guys know I like to include campus ministries in my videos. So these are just a couple that they have at UNCW. There's Campus Christian Fellowship and Crew. Crew specifically has men's and women's Bible studies, an annual luau, which is really fun, and then weekly meetings. And if you want to check those out, there's the links that you can visit to see more about them. And then here's some churches near UNCW. Live Oak is literally like right across the street from campus, so it's super close. They have contemporary worship, a college ministry, so I would definitely check it out. And then there's also Port City, which is only a 6-minute drive from campus. And they also have contemporary worship and college ministry. For pricing for UNCW, again, these prices are a couple years old, but it should still be about the same. Tuition is going to be about $4,400, and housing is going to be give or take $6,000, but that depends on what kind of housing you choose. Meal plan around $4,000, but again, depends. But add it all up, the total cost should be around $25,000, and that's basically your generic in-state public school price. Now, if you're coming from out of state, that's going to be higher, as your tuition is going to be higher, so take a look at that if you're coming from out of state. Now, onto Coastal. As you can see, they kind of have similar colors, similar vibes, so that's why we're comparing them. For Coastal, they have a few less students than UNCW, so they're around 10,000, and they're just a little bit further from the beach, so they're 20 minutes from Myrtle Beach. For out of state, it's around $42,000 per year without scholarship. Now that's out of state, so if you're coming from inside South Carolina, that's going to be a different price for you. They are about 3.5 hours away from the Raleigh area in North Carolina. So as you guys know, I do a lot of videos for like UNC, NC State, and so I know a lot of people, they're coming from the Raleigh area, so it's going to be about 3.5 hours away from you guys. Their middle 50% GPA range is about 3.0 to a 3.7. And their middle SAT is a 1020 to an 1170. For ACT, it's a 20 to a 24, and their acceptance rate is around 70%. So just a little higher than UNCW. For scholarships, they give out a lot of merit scholarships, and they also give out Raise Me scholarships, which are little micro scholarships for just things you do in school. So if you get an A in a class, or you have a certain GPA, you're involved in certain activities, things like that. So their Presidential Scholarship Award, pretty hard to get, but it's going to be about $16,000 per year. And then your President's Scholar is going to be about $12,000, and it just goes down from there. With the President's Scholarship, that's going to be close to UNCW's price, so just a few thousand more than UNCW. So these are the grades you need for these different scholarships. So for Presidential Scholarship, you need a 4.6 GPA average. For President's Scholar, you need a 4.35, and again, it just goes down from there. Now, those are the averages, So if you want to look at the ranges and see if you're in that range, go for it, but those are the averages. Now here we are comparing their education school to Watson. So at Coastal, they have combined their education school and their social sciences school. So it's a big school. As you can see from the picture in the bottom right, they look pretty similar. Again, this is why we're comparing these two schools, and that is their education building. On to campus ministries at Coastal, they have Crew, which meets weekly and has small groups, and then InterVarsity, which meets regularly for large and small groups. And if you want to check them out, the link is right there. And there are plenty of other campus ministries, both at UNCW and Coastal. These are just a couple. And then churches, there's the Rock Church, which is 5 minutes off campus. They have contemporary worship, and they're located in a coffee bar. So if you're into that kind of thing, go for it. And then there's Seacoast Church at Conway, which is 2 minutes off campus. It's super close. They have contemporary worship and a good college ministry, so check them out as well. Fun fact, if you know Brandon Lake, he's an awesome worship leader. He leads at Seacoast Charleston, so you might get to see a little bit of him if you go there. And here are just a couple pictures of Coastal. As you can see, very similar to UNCW, very similar layout, beach feel, things like that. So that's why we compared them. I hope this was helpful for you. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day. Just remember, whatever school you wind up with, that's God's plan for you. Trust it, pray about it, and you will be totally fine. God's got this. Have a great day.